Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome to today's analysis. Let's go and see what happened after the weekend, and let's go and see how the market is doing, what we should be looking for, and how can we position ourselves from now on, which it's very, very important. And let's start from US dollar, then we will come back to these charts and see how we did. So, as you can see, previously, I talked about this zone of resistance that US dollar came to, and we expected a possible rejection, which had happened, but not fully reached this level of resistance, this trend line, this complete downtrend that we are at. I'm still expecting after this breakout, if we don't close below this, then there is still potential push for US dollar against all the other currencies toward this line. And what will it mean for crypto? Obviously, it will not be good since everything will go back to the support level at least, or even a little bit lower, then we might get a good push after that. But let's see, today is Monday, and we still have how long do we have? So we have one more day for the close of the candle for monthly. You can see one day, 13 hours. Let's see what that would bring to the market. Obviously, we know that October is going to be very much bullish, and we expect things to go really, really up high. So let's go see USD CAD. You can see that we are being rejected again from this trend line that was broken, and also this zone of supply that it's currently being tested. We would expect this to fall down, and the more it keeps trending downward, it's good for crypto overall. Bitcoin appreciates in price and keeps going up. Now, USDT. Again, it was rejected from this zone of supply that we were expecting. You can see that these drawings I made is quite nice there. Anyways, we still have this line that we got rejection from, but the problem is that this was also broken, and we are currently sitting in this demand zone. When it breaks back below this and retests, then it confirms that we would really, really continue going toward the downside, which that's what I'm expecting. At least we should close below this, then it will be better. But the chart in crypto also looks different. We would go and take a look at that and see if there is a hope there. So what we were expecting for total, if the market goes bad, we would expect it to make a fake out like this. So I warned everybody that just in case you see something like this happening again below this levels of support, you would be buying that level because it will be an obvious fake out until it is confirmed that it's going to go down. If not, then it will jump back and close higher, which this hasn't happened yet. Now, the good thing is that it was rejected from this support and this whole zone that we the drawing in for a very long time. You can see that we were trending above this, and the market was trying to push higher, which it did the same. Now we also took a bullish engulfing candle here, which is this one, obviously. We should be expecting for the market to move higher today and the upcoming week. So this is a good sign for total. But in lower time frame, if you see, it also reached this level of resistance that it needs to take out, which is this one. I can show you. You can see that we are here. And obviously, you don't want to buy it exactly here. If you want to position yourself back in the market, let this chart come down, then buy this move. You were supposed to be buying here as I told you before, as I gave you Ethereum at 3,900, which we were waiting for months to come down to that level. So it was an obvious buy level, which we did buy. Now let's go see total two. Total 2 is also getting this bullish engulfing, which is super massive, very good. This hasn't happened yet, so we didn't take. Uh, don't look at this because this was for the bearish case that I warned you guys that if we lose both of these levels, then we can go down. But as you can see, we didn't lose this and we haven't lose this one, so we're still in the uh, uptrend, and the market will tend to go up, and maybe inshallah this time would break this higher level that we have, which is the high of the total two. Now, what should we be expecting is maybe something like this in this zone. Then if you see this, you can accumulate Ethereum or Ethereum tokens exactly as at this level. So your stop loss is very less. But to enter right now, you need to know technical analysis and you need to be on your trades if you want to enter here. So just in case things go back, you will need to also have your stop loss and everything. But I am not gonna give you any kind of signal there. Please know, guys, that this is absolutely not a financial advice. Everybody's here for educational purposes. That's what we do. We teach supply and demand, especially whale order flow strategy, which is my favorite and which always wins against everybody else in the market. Okay, for Bitcoin, okay, Bitcoin is done. So total three. So if you see total three, unfortunately, it hasn't closed above this. So you can see that this is also in a resistant. This also is in a resistant total two, as I told you here, and the total one. This is also coming to this level. It is a resistance. If you continue it, you can see that it is a resistance and it will try to go down from here. Same for total one. Now you can see the exact same thing in total three, which is even much more scarier because it had a bounce from this level of support. It didn't go quite well to these levels to form a proper structure, which if things go bad and we try to go and test the support levels in the upcoming 1 or 2 days, it has a potential fall of 7 to 11%, and it would mean that most of all altcoins will be in a lot loss. But that's where you should be exactly buying them back without being scared. That being said, let's take a look at US, okay, BTC dominance. So I mentioned that we had a breakout here, and the retest of this breakout, something like this, would mean that Bitcoin dominance will go up and altcoins will lose a lot of level. Now, what has happened so far is it did give us a fake out here, which went below this, which instead of doing this, what it did was it came here and it fell below. Now a retest of this level should indicate that we are going to go down. But a close above this again would put us back to this Bitcoin dominance going up, which will be not good for the market. As we're speaking, you can see that it's trying to touch back this zone, which for me, I still think that it is a fake out and we should treat it that way unless it is proven otherwise, and unless it comes and closes here and give us a retest, then go higher. Then that would mean that a lot of altcoins will lose as well all their gains that they have been taking. So let's go and take a look at Bitcoin. I give you a signal here. Immediately, I took you guys out in profit, which you can see that after that we had a very good fall and it came back to our previous level that we were buying here, Bitcoin. But instead of Bitcoin, again, I gave you guys Ethereum to buy, We're gonna quickly go to that chart. You can see that Bitcoin is up 3%, while Ethereum went more than 6 and 7%. I will show you quickly. So you can see that it tried not to go below this, and as long as we are above this zone, and especially this is the last liquidity wick, which is 105,000. I'll show you in this chart as well, which we previously talked about here. Here is that line. You can see that I have it here in this chart, which it would mean that after break of this, there will be a great fall in the market. Who knows if it would stop here or we would go even lower to these levels again, which is always a possibility in crypto markets. These things happen. You shouldn't be shaken out. If you have been taking profits and if you would be following our analysis, you would have learned a thing or two and you would be out in profit. So let's go back to this chart because that's a different chart. Okay, now what do we want from Bitcoin? A close above this would mean that we are back in the bull run, and obviously this is still a resistance, and it will try to push up until this resistance, then we will have this all-time high reached in Bitcoin. But a close below this would take us back to either this level or lower than this, confirming USDT going up and US dollar going up, as I told you before. So be sure and check always daily what it does. We really need a breakout for this to go higher and reclaim back this 12 to $13,000 level. Then we would be good to go and we can hold our positions. Otherwise, we can lower our position, we can take profit, let the price come back to these levels, then accumulate again. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum was right here that I told you that this is a resistance, and if it just went a little bit down, it doesn't mean it went to uh lower than $3,900, that which was our original price point for buying. So if you had bought from this level that I wrote you in WhatsApp group, you would be up 6.48% in Ethereum instead of buying Bitcoin. And if you would have seen the previous analysis, you would have gotten the signal for all of these, for Solana, for Dogecoin, which they all did pretty good in the last 3, 4 days. But what is the point now? What should we be expecting? Now, since Ethereum has regained this level of 100, sorry, 4,069, which I wanted it to close above 4,100, and you can see it closed right at 4,143. What does it mean is that it should not go back below this line. So if we go back below this, then we can expect it to come back to 3,884, touching back this level and making something like a double bottom, something like this. We can expect from it to happen right from here. So understand what I'm trying to tell you and take a look at the daily candle close. But if we see the previous candle close, which was the Sunday candle close, now we're right at Monday, it has closed above this. So a retest of this level would give us what? Buying opportunity. So if you come back to 4 hour and if you're seeking a level to trade and buy, this would be the level for you to enter, and around here would be your stop loss, but it will be for a short scalp. So don't it's like not recommended. But if you had already bought from this level, closing below this would be your what? Take profit. You would still exit with 3.84% profit without any doubt and being scared that what is going to happen next. Because even if it comes back and close above it, you would be taking an entry properly. If it goes even below, you would be still able to get more entries even lower. So for now, I still don't think that is a possibility. The market looks super bullish here because if Ethereum is in a good position, means that the majority of altcoins are in good position. But the only thing that is having just a little bit of room until it breaks here is Bitcoin. Once it goes above this, then everything is good. A close below this would take us back to these levels. That's all for these two, okay? Now, Solana, on the other hand, we were at this price. What did I do? I bought at 210, which at that time this was resistance for me, and I wanted to accumulate Solana, which I did give the signal to the students. So what are we now? We are still in what? And like 2%, 2.5% loss because we bought at the low of the market. We didn't buy here. I explained this in the previous video. No need to explain again. When we buy at these low prices, there's nothing to be scared of. Did it go below the price I bought? Yes, it did. But where is my exit? My exit is that if it cannot reclaim back to this level, if it reaches this level. So today I would be waiting, and if it cannot reclaim, I will exit simply my Solana position and let it go down. These levels were not expected. Nobody knew that it would happen to take us back to these levels. Okay, some people with more information and with more which with better analysis would have caught this. But anyways, every time we can't be right, right? So it's fine that we sometimes get this. It's good for our ego. So we don't always say that, oh, I knew it. I knew it, how the market is doing, right? Okay, so you can see Solana touched this zone perfectly as we expected and bounced. Now it closed above this. It's good to go up. Same for Solana Ethereum. It was supposed to reach this level, but you can see it almost reached this high, which we can say that, okay, it didn't go below it. But a test again to this zone is quite possible. If we get a retest in the market, Solana can come and touch this price point against Ethereum, then it can fly right from here, inshallah. Okay. One thing that is left is ETH BTC here before we move to Dogecoin. You can see that we had a good bounce from here, right from this parabolic trend line that I made the drawing for you. You can see that it did exactly that. Now, if today it doesn't go above this, I will simply exit my trades and wait for lower levels. That's all. So today is important. Today, if the market doesn't go a little bit higher from where it is, then it's good to take some profit, lower our positions, wait for the lower prices to come because it can happen in few hours as well, right before the end of the month. Then once we get October, things should change and become back stable. Okay, as for Dogecoin, we expected it to either get rejected from this resistance or this whole zone. So you can see that this thing is still an entire zone, this entire order block. It did try, it can still try again, dip a little below it, like inside it, then get rejected again. Then if you haven't bought Dogecoin yet, you can accumulate in these levels. And only if this is broken, then around these prices you can exit, which we will exit our positions. And if you had already bought at this price, and you can see that we are being rejected from here, what you can do is you can exit your position wait for the price to come down, or wait for the market today to decide where it's really going. It might give you another chance. Otherwise, your stop loss is right at your break even right here. Okay? Because it can go lower than this, you can just simply come and accumulate at these levels. Because once it breaks a level, it can go even uh, lower than the previous one, always creating a new lower low, which won't be good for Dogecoin. And you can see that I am still expecting it to come to this price, Dogecoin, which as long as it's inside this order block against BTC, it should outperform BTC and move higher. So that's what we want, and it's right at the support level. So you can see a combination of so many things will determine what the market would do. And like you guys, I'm also waiting for today to see what the market would bring. But so far, our analysis is going good, and we should be expecting good things in the month of October. Now, for gold, I expected this to fall from this resistance, which you can see it has started falling down from here. This is a very good resistance and a major one against BTC. So it would mean that BTC would perform well against gold. On the other hand, in this chart, gold has broken this line of resistance and keeps climbing up. So it would reach our target of $4,000 easily, then we might see it stopping around those prices. But this year, gold did fantastic job, even better than Bitcoin in some sense, but Bitcoin is obviously the best without any argument. Okay. So yeah, overall now, what is my view and what you should do? I'm going to repeat it again. Wait for how Bitcoin is going to do for today, because today is important because we had a little bit of run up, but it reached the previous resistance that it broke. And if we cannot reclaim those levels, it would likely try to go lower, which is going to be bad for overall market. Then you can accumulate back in those lower levels if you haven't already at 3,900. It might give you again. Otherwise, if you have, you can have your stop loss and your break even. You can take profit and have your position there, or you can just wait to see what the daily candle would close tonight. Then if you want to know what would be my view, join our community, which we're building a Muslim community inside WhatsApp. You can join it from the link below. As well as if you want to study technical analysis, we are teaching it in a very professional way. So you can also learn and make your own money inside cryptocurrency markets. Let's see if there's anyone in our chat having questions. Okay. Okay, I'll stop the recording. Then if there's any questions, I will answer them. And I will see you guys, inshallah, in the upcoming days. Have a good day.